For the past 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, Nigeria has been having challenges that are beckoning and waiting for answers and solutions. That is why we are bringing to you our program, State of the Nation. And this is going to come up on our flagship program this morning on ITV. I am hereby inviting you to join me, Bola Bakare, your host, on State of the Nation, so that we can hasten the motions that brings national development. It's going to be a regular basis on Tuesdays. Make it a date with me. I'll be there waiting for you, and then we shall discuss Nigeria on an holistic level. Welcome back to your lofty program, State of the Nation, where we hasten the motions for national development. And one of the great factors of national development is politics and politicking. And right now, with the declaration of Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu to run for the presidency of Nigeria come 2023, I can tell you, as a matter of fact, the political train has left the station. Everybody is going to jump on his or her own train, choose their own people they are going to back, and there it rolls until 2023, when we get just one man to be our president. But at the same time, when it comes to politics, our Nigerian politics and our electorate, there are two people that matters. I said that earlier in the first segment. And the two people are women and the youths. They make up the highest percentage of the electorate. The funny question is, how come they have low representation? What are they doing wrong? What are they not doing? That is part of what we're going to discuss this morning under that topic that says youth perspective for the year 2022 and beyond. In other words, their readiness for 2022 and 2023 when the elections come. With me in the studio is my brother, my little brother, who's good at what he's doing, Ambassador Timothy Wachuku. You're welcome to the studio.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
That's good.
And Happy New Year to our viewers across the world.
That's good. That's good. If you had listened to my opening, that I said, okay, politics as the train of politicking has moved from the station. And two factors of politicking are the women folk and the youths, of which we can highly categorize you as being one factor of that electorate that is going to make things happen. I would like to know your perspective in terms of what you want to do, what you have been doing, what the mistakes you've made along the line, how you're going to rectify those mistakes and then make things work. Because I remember some time ago when we had a discourse, you told me something that I liked a lot. You know what you said? You said I should stop saying the youths are the leaders of tomorrow, that you are leaders of now. I do like that you are not leaders of tomorrow, you are leaders of now. But I will tell you one thing. For you to become a leader, it is not an easy affair. Let me paint you a scenario that involves my own age range. I'm a grandfather as we speak. Pre-independence till now, my age range, were never given a chance to be there. Those that are there then are still there now. Though they had an advantage because there was a little of military regimes in between that you cannot fight again. But what I'm saying is, between then and now, those in power have not moved. What I'm trying to paint to you is simple. Nobody will give power easily. You have to fight for it. You have to move it. You have to make things happen. What are you youths doing? to take power. You take it. You have to use an element of force, be it mental, be it physical, be it whatever. There has to be an element of force. What element are you youths bringing to the table so that you don't make the mistakes my own group made?
Well, thank you very much for this question. I want to say that the Nigerian youths have awoken. The Nigerian youths have arisen. You know, gone are the days when the Nigerian youth see politics as a dirty game, see politics as something that the young people cannot delve into. And then, remember that a few years back, the young people started agitation that we are not too young to run. And that agitation culminated to a bill, the not too young to run bill, that was eventually passed into law, which became an act, which became a not too young to run act, telling you that the young people has been up and has been doing, they have been voicing out. And of course, we have been heard, and there is an act that has been passed, there is a bill that has been passed into law. Now we'll be given an opportunity. So just as the last time I was here, and I went further to say, young people cannot stay with their mobile phones and decide who will be president of Nigeria, who will be member of House of Assembly, who will be speaker, who will be in the House of Representatives. It does not, or any elective post, it does not end by sitting with your mobile phone and pressing. I've said it before now, and we cannot sit down and begin to blame the elderly ones. No, the dice has been thrown for us. So all the young people listening to me, the first step is that you must, if you have intention to go into politics, to be voted for, you must join a political party. You must identify with a political party. Go to your ward, identify with a political party, and then begin to carry out advocacy, begin to make your voice heard. Interestingly, today, one of the ruling party today is about to have a convention, and of course, so many young people, I'm happy, so many young people are coming up, desiring to be national youth leaders, desiring to occupy one position or the other. So now I want to let Nigerians know that the young people are no longer complaining. The young people are no longer folding their hands. The young people are no longer in the blame game. We understand that the not too young to run act has already been passed into law. I don't want to dwell with the fact that election involves money exhaustion. No, we are already taking steps. For example, recently we formed a group, United Nigeria Ambassadors. We understand that one of the crises we have in Nigeria, of course, we have security crisis, but beyond that, we've had separatist groups. People from the Southeast zone are saying we need an independent state. You cannot be talking about independent state and at the same time complaining that you're not giving chance to context. No, we must be united as a people. And who are the people
united as a nation,
one nation under God. So from the people of the Southeast zone and the people of the Southwest zone who are clamoring for the wrong, we say no, we must come together. We are stronger together. Though tongues and tribes differ, in brotherhood we will continue to stand as one people.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I like your verb. And to you, our listeners, I told you is a dynamic one. It's beginning to show its dynamism, and that is good, because if you are young, there has to be some dynamism in you. Let me run you excuse me. Let me run you another inference that you can use to make sure that this element of enforcement, for you to get there, you have to take. Nobody is going to give. You have to fight for it.
Fight for it.
I will give you another analogy of what happened in Nigeria. You remember our president that was called the Maradona?
Yes.
He never wanted to leave. But what happened was, it was the Nigerian polity. When Nigerians got tired of him. Agitation, and people from the east started moving home. Then the man thought, they didn't fight, they didn't do anything, they didn't protest, they were just exercising their rights. I can live, I can move anywhere. They started moving from the southwest home.
Abiola must go. Yeah.
And that was what gave us that word, stepping aside.
Yes.
Maradona said himself, I did not leave, I only stepped aside. Those are the kind of subtle enforcement that I am talking about. How are you youths? What are you working at to make sure that you have subtle enforcement? You're not going to carry guns. I don't support you having protests, because if you start out with peaceful protests, it will end up being something else that we will call the military for you. What are you doing in making subtle enforcement
Okay, one of the things we're doing is public engagements. We're engaging with young people across the nation. Just as I said, we have a group, United Nigeria Ambassadors. What we're doing is that we are going across the 6 geopolitical zones to speak to the young people, to tell them that we are not going to toe the way of violence, to tell them that we realize how the politics of Nigeria works, the political situation works. No, it's not enough to complain. What we are going to do is that we must come together. We must come together as a force. We must come together as one. And then when we come together, we'll be able to look among us.
Who is good enough?
Who is good enough? Or look among the leaders that are there now and look at the person who can bridge the gap between the old and the young.
Let me ask you this at that juncture. If a youth is being nominated, I am yet to see situations where you, the youths, rather support him than support somebody who gives you stomach infrastructure.
Not all the youths.
Not all, agreed.
Yes.
But what we are seeing on ground shows that you are not doing enough because your numbers are enough to sway that nomination.
Okay. Interestingly, I want to tell you that 2023 will be different.
Okay,
it will be different.
Don't worry, I'll ask you that question when we get there.
Because I can tell you categorically that the youths are no longer sleeping. I want to believe that what you're saying is in the past. Watch out and see how the youths are going to react at this forthcoming election.
Okay, you wait. Let me ask you another question. Anambra elections have just gone by. Can you please tell, you're from Anambra, right? Yeah. Tell me the participation of the youths in Anambra based on one factor. Were you able to make an impact or were you not able to make an impact? Along those lines.
Yes, the youths played active role by forming so many various groups. We had the youths NSC Demand for Soludo and so many other youth groups that came out and voiced and said that this is what we need.
What was your impact like?
We were able to mobilize our people. However, we remember, we know what happened, that before the election there was so much killings that politically motivated killing that were aimed to deflate the people from coming out to vote.
The youth that are being used in all those stories.
Some miscreant youth were being used. We were on the television, we were on the radio, we had town hall meetings.
Whether miscreant or not, youth.
We were on the television, we were on the radio, we spoke to our youth, we had meetings, we held rallies, we spoke to ourselves, we were united that we are going to ensure that the right person emerged. But remember that among every 12 there must be a Judas.
Of course.
There are some persons who, just as you rightly stated, stomach infrastructure, who are visionless, who have no plan, who cannot even see that we're talking about the future.
Thank you.
Of the state and the country.
Let me add another angle to it. Anambra has come and gone. This year we have Ekiti and Osun. What are you guys preparing? What are you guys doing? Because, like I said, in Anambra, you said, okay, we tried your best. There is a Judas in 12. This is Ekiti and Osun in the offing. What are you youths planning? You can use that as a basis, as a template for 2023. 2023 is just a year, more than a year away. But what are you going to do in those two states?
Don't expect, I think that what your question may mean is that what are we planning to do to make sure that the youth becomes the governor?
Not necessarily. No.
So that is the area I want to clear.
Participation.
Yes, so that's the area I want to clear.
Participation.
Yeah. All the things that the young people are doing in the two states you mentioned, it must not mean that we must produce a governor.
No,
but what we're trying to do is to rouse the consciousness of the people, the young people, that you must. There is no option about it. There is no two ways about it. You must play active participation. You must come out. You must mobilize. You must join a political party. Even when it comes to primary election, you should be able to elect the person that will go there and be the flag bearer of the party. Because if you fail to participate actively, you have no moral and legal right to complain that the person who eventually emerges is not working for the progress of the state. So the message is not different. Our actions are not different. The advocacies are there. The town hall meetings are there.
You guys are working.
Yes, we're working program. Mobilization are there. I remember that I'm happy that from the federal government to the state government, so many youths are now being given opportunity as special assistants, as senior special assistants. Some are appointed as commissioners, and this is where the young people are being given sense of belonging. So, but the problem now is this: when you are given an opportunity to be a commissioner, to be a special assistant, what are you going to do? Remember, you can only take
at that juncture. I want to ask you things just one thing, specifically and personally to you. If I say, okay, you win a seat in the National Assembly. You hear me?
Very well.
In the National Assembly, what will you do? In short words.
Very simple. One of the things I'm going to do is that I'm going to sponsor bills that will promote access to funding. For example, in the area of education, I've said this over and over again. The problem we have is funding. I will sponsor a bill for establishment of an education bank where young Nigerians will be able to access loan from the bank and go to school. And after graduation, if they get the job, they will begin to pay back. One of the things I'm going to do is that I'm going to do what happened in Jamaica. I'm going to, okay, it's already on progress, a University of Sports. I'm going to sponsor a bill that will ensure that more attention is given to sports development. For example, in US we have basketball, we have all forms of sports. Sports keeps the young people away from crime. So I'm going to come up with bills, come up with motions that will be able to make our young people engage them actively in the task of building Nigeria.
Thank you very much, because you've just done one thing, because I am a very specific person, and that was why I asked you specifically, what will you do? And thank God you already have a template of what you will do when. I'm not talking in terms of if, when you get to that position, in as much as you're going to work for it, in as much as you're going to make sure that those elders step aside with subtle enforcement.
Yes.
At this stage, let me ask you one last question. In this administration, honestly, on a national level, I don't think there's anybody below the age of 35. As much as we have the act on ground that says not too young to run, and then we'll put our presidency at 35, things are still not the way it should be, because we do not have to wait for election year. That's why it's a 4-year thing. You don't have to wait until it's 11:59 before you start doing things. You can start in the morning. So give me an executive summary, which is going to be your last word. What are you guys doing? What have you been doing between 2019 in prep for 2023? You just run me through that.
Before I answer that, I want to commend the Vice President of Nigeria for identifying with the youth.
It's not just the Vice President. The President said it. The Vice President reiterated it.
Why I'm saying this is because he has been motivating the young people. He said something at the conference. He said, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep moving. We will surely get there. He has been motivating the youth. And I personally...
Say us.
Yeah, yes, he has been motivating us. He has motivating us. So I say this because my message for the young people is this. Don't lose hope. Forget about the past. You see this election, let's get actively involved. Join the political parties. And then let's identify with someone who stands as a bridge between the old and the young people. Let's presently now we still have 18 months. Let's continue to support the government of the day. Remember, we have presidential business enabling environment. Someone chairs it. We have so many empower and so many initiatives that have come from this government. I want to specifically commend the Vice President of Nigeria, because in fact, even this new year, he made a comment that is encouraging to the youth. So to the young people, don't lose hope. Even if we may not become the president of Nigeria at 35 or at 40 in 2023, I can assure us that if we will rally around and support a young person who is youth friendly, who is youth at heart, I can assure you that what is happening in Rwanda will happen in Nigeria. Because in Rwanda, a president appoints a minister at the age of 25, a young person as a minister at the age of 25.
We've done that before in Nigeria.
Yeah, Professor. Yeah, so I believe that in 2023, we the young people, we must identify with continuity. The government of today, we must identify with continuity, so that by the next time that the next president comes in, I foresee young people emerging as ministers, emerging as heads of MDGs, various MDGs. So to the young people listening to me, forget about the problem of the past. Nigeria belongs to us. Though tongues and tribe differs, in brotherhood we stand. We must eschew our differences. We must come together. We must we have to support the government of the day. Remember that the angel that is the government of today, is better than the devil that is outside there trying to come and unseat the angel. This country is making progress. This country is moving forward, and I believe that as we continue with continuity, we are not going to look for someone outside to come and take over. We have someone who is already there for the past 7 years, who is part of the progress of this nation, the economic development of this nation. We are going to keep behind him. We are going to encourage him. He's a youth attached. We are going to encourage him to continue and take over, so that the present policies of this present government will not be discarded.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That has been my brother. Like I told you earlier, he is very vibrant. He is vibrant. He is dynamic. Those are factors of a youth being dynamic. He ended up along the line, he told us what the vice president said, that you, the youth, it's high time you pick up the pieces and roll. Get up and do something. Nobody is going to give you anything. I repeat, anything on a platter of gold. You have to work for it. You have to move towards it. You have to negotiate for it. And to you, our youths out there, take my word for it. Take the word of an old man for it. It's high time you stop staggering. It's high time you pick up money for stomach infrastructure. Because at the end of the day, you will pick money up today and you will suffer for it for the next 4 years. You are the determinants. Your votes count. On our other segment earlier, we talked about the women. There are two of you that make things work. You, the women, and you, the youths, you make up the bulk of the electorate. It's high time you come out and tell people, tell the politicians, I am not going to do that. If it brings you rice, for God's sake, are you that hungry? You can negate the rice. You can say, look here, we will rather say this is what we want. Than this is what you want to give them largesse. Don't take largesse ab initio. If you take largesse, he will not be bothered, because his conscience will no longer talk to him based on the fact that he has given you money, he has given you this, so he believes he has paid you. It's high time. I want you all to play back this program. It will be on YouTube. Play back this program and listen to a youth like yourself, Ambassador Timothy Nwachukwu, giving it to you as it should be. It's high time. I say it again. It's high time you work. The elders won't move aside. You have to subtly enforce them to step aside, just like Maradona did. On that note, my brother, I would like to tell you, thank you for honoring our invite to this program.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Anytime. And anytime any useful factor crops up, I will gladly call you to come and share your insights with Nigerians.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.